Hi all guys on YouTube. So we are out here today and we're trying to get us some catfish because in this time of, we'll call it the goose that's going around doing a lot of harm and messing up our lives, we need meat. Because the grocery stores, well, people are going crazy and buying every single piece of meat they can find. So we're going to try and do a little catfishing. The problem is we don't even have any catfish bait. Because, like I said, meat's hard to come by. And so is everything else in this world. So we're going to take a couple of these worms, go to a pond, catch some micro bluegill, and then cut those up for cut bait, and we're going to try and get us some cats. That's the plan. May take a couple days. We're going to start that journey right here, right now. This is our worm farm. Living worms in here. Let's go, boys. Alright, so that is 4 worms. We'll cut them up into tiny pieces because we're going for really tiny fish where we can basically just cut them flat in half. So there's our worms. We've got some ultralight gear. We're going to try and go get it done. Alright, we are at the pond. We got a little half of a worm on. Junky cast there, but we're going to try and bring it into shallow water and just get a tiny fish to bite. Quick change in plan, guys. I've still got the bobber out there, but I also have a bait caster with a yellow spinner bait. And if you don't know, it is really windy. So one thing that you do when it's really windy is, and it's muddy, so chartreuse spinner bait should be the money today if there's a bass wanting to bite it. Should be. Always should be, never a must. Rod tip down. We had a really cold streak and then it's gotten warm again, but this wind is cooling that water. And just bird nested to add to the problems of the day. How I did that, I don't know. We did it, guys! Catfish bait! Woohoo! In this little back creek pocket. Little pumpkin seed outfit right there. Oh, smallest fish you've ever seen lipped. Yeah, boys, we're in this little back creek pocket. I figured this would be the best spot to get one, just due to its small nature. See, still got a worm on the hook. Throw it back out, and let's just do. We're going without a bobber. We're just trying to let it kind of free fall, and how I caught him was there's a little pocket of like no movement right there. So I threw into where there's no movement so the current can't take that worm away. Just had him right back there. Oh, no, in a tree. In a tree. Come on, get out of the tree. Oh, no. There he goes, another one. Little catfish bait. Oh. He's got a little more fight in him. He absolutely choked the hook. We're going to have to do a little fish surgery on this guy. Alright guys, remember about 3 minutes ago, earlier in the video, when I said it might take us multiple days? Well, yeah. We caught the bait one day. Then I had to take a rain check. Couldn't catch catfish that evening. But I can catch catfish this evening. With the same bait that we caught yesterday. Oh yeah. We're out here, different pond today. Bluegill, cut in half. We're ready to go. Let's see what we can do. Now, you've heard there's 1,000,001 ways to skin a cat. I'm sure you've heard that. Well, that also proves true there's 1,000,001 ways to catch a cat. And what I mean by that is, I have a rig. One rig has a bobber on it, and we're going to let it out there, and it's going to kind of float. The bluegill's going to float, maybe 2 feet under the water. Then we have another, what I call like a bottom rig. I don't know the exact name of it. That's where the bluegill is sitting completely on the bottom and the catfish is just going to come up and slurp it. It's a very simple system on how to rig them as well. We've got our little half bluegill here, semi-frozen because they sat out for a while. And we're just going to poke it through under that spine so that way that spine's acting almost as an anchor to hold it in. And then we set it just like that. We want that hook exposed because we're dealing with something that's rather hard. You know, with a soft plastic, when you Texas rig it, you're okay to have that hook embedded in that thing. This is a lot harder than that soft plastic Texas rig. So if that catfish bites it, we've got to be able to set that hook in there without having to fight through another fish. And I'm just going to let some slack out. And set it on my truck. Cool. We'll rig up the bottom rig essentially the same way, throw it out in a similar area, and then I'm sure as the evening goes on, it gets darker, catfish are going to get more active. We'll be just dandy, and we'll probably have a cat or two by the end of the day. Now I can hear some of y'all asking, especially Jimothy there.
See you. What do you do now that you got your rod set out and you're just waiting for a bite?
I'll tell you, Jimothy, this is exactly what you do, or at least how I do it. I pull up my favorite YouTube channel, sit in the back of my truck, vigilant eye on my rods. I sit and I watch YouTube until dark, maybe a little after dark. I know it's hard fishing. I know bass fishing, it just really takes it out of you. And this catfishing, I mean, it's uncomparable to bass fishing on how hard and how much a toll it takes on your body. But I promise you can make it through. Just turn on some Lake Fork Guy, some Kendall Gray, Brendan Miller, any of those guys. And you'll just have a dandy time sitting out here enjoying nature. Mental note, guys, and remind me of this, please. I need y'all to remind me. I forget things. Got way too much in my head right now trying to think of video ideas and whatnot. Come out here about 7 o'clock in the evening with a topwater on a kayak. You could slay it. There are some good fish. It looks like they're hitting mosquitoes. One just went right there. Oh, if only it was catfish. If only it was catfish. Well, that might take longer than first expected. We didn't even have a bite. And I set out till it was almost dark. Don't let the camera deceive you. It's darker than what it looks like. Yeah, on the bright side, though, we did hear about 2 turkeys gobble. Might have been the same turkey gobbling twice. Nonetheless, though, 2 turkeys, so that's pretty cool. We'll be back out here doing some turkey hunting someday. Coming up, we got about 15 days left in the South Carolina season. On the not-so-bright side, though, I did get bit by a lot of mosquitoes. Although I don't think I lost much blood. Okay, well, now if you excuse me, I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded, so I think I'm going to go take a nap. Okay, so it is the next day. I'm not going to let some stupid fish defeat me. We're going to use a different bait, though. I was doing some research on the internet, and those bluegill, they've been used a couple times. They're older, they're dead. Usually live bait works the best, or not even necessarily live bait, but bait that was alive literally a couple minutes before you threw it in the water. Remember these minnows from a couple videos ago? Well, we're going to try and get a couple of them. Now, they're in a big pond, which makes them really hard to catch. I'm just going to throw some water in this bucket. Let's see what we can do. Nothing, except the dead one. Okay, where are they? Here we go. No. Oh, Lord. So we're out here at the pond, and what I'm doing now, different than today, is catfish congregate to deep areas of the pond. So, how we're going to do this is, I've got a minute and I've got my kayak. We're going to absolutely just take this thing out to the deepest part of the pond and let it out there. But I can't really cast that far, just because there's trees overhanging. So the way we're going to do this is pretty simple. Just, yeah, paddle out there. It's a good strategy, I think. So this is also Colin's first time catfishing. So we got the lines out there. It's the same plan as yesterday. If we can't get a catfish today, I'm going to have to start hitting the books hard because I don't know how to pull them out of this pond if I can't get them this way. We're going to start maybe chicken liver, something like that. Which brings me to a new point. Starting this summer, we're going to start a new series where I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of catfish baits. So if you know a weird, wild, or wacky catfish bait, just go ahead and tell me down there in the comments, and you might make a video from it. Guys, I don't know if you can hear this. Coyotes just went crazy over here. Colin's going to reel his in. We've had no bites, so if there's nothing on here, who knows?
Make sure to tighten your drag.
Yeah, tighten your drag and reel it in. Any pull?
No.
I didn't have a bite either, but we're just going to reel in. This is our last ditch effort to see if we got something. So here I stand today, catfishless. It's kind of sad, actually, but it's nothing to cry about. At least not on camera. least not on camera. I'm okay. I'm okay. We're good. We're good. We're back. So yeah, I was outsmarted by a fish. And I don't take that lying down. So, the first thing I did was stand up. Oh, come on. Y'all got to find that at least a little bit funny. Okay, so after I stood up, I looked up on the internet because I was like, I got beat by a stupid fish. How do you get beat by a stupid fish? I mean, humankind has rose from the ashes and become the strongest thing to ever exist on this earth. I mean, look, we have houses. We have mysterious rocks that cover wells. I mean, how do we get beat by a stupid fish? So I looked up on the internet and I was like, are catfish smart? I looked it up. And turns out, catfish, channel catfish explicitly, have been known to remember human voices, specific human voices, for up to 5 years after they hear them, if something significant is connected with that voice. So, the way I take that is, even though I've never caught catfish out of there, and I've only gone twice, we're not dealing with that right now though, the catfish know my voice. So when they heard me come, they were like, oh man, there's that guy, the guy on YouTube, the guy who absolutely just slays fish constantly. We better not bite any of his hooks. Got to make him look bad, bring him back down on a equal level playing field with the rest of the world. And I was like, dang, I know exactly what those catfish are thinking. They're thinking exactly that. So, whew, darn you catfish. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to wear one of those Batman masks out there. You know, the Batman mask that change your voice. You know, catfish can't understand what you're saying. That's what we're going to have to wear out there, so I talk all gruff and you can't understand me. That's how that's going to go down, okay? Catfish are going to be in the bag out of that pond at some point or another. So, one of the ways that we are going to attempt to get the catfish out of there is we're going to go jug fishing. But, not in this video. No, an upcoming video. I got to run to Lowe's, Amazon, Bankline, all that good stuff. So, I hope y'all stay tuned for all that goodness. Also, we'll be working on some deer stuff, so, yeah. If you hadn't subscribed, do that for me. Really does help. And, as always, see you outdoors. Love you guys. Alright guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And check me out on Instagram. See y'all later.